Hi guys, I remain Sebichi Jacob. Welcome to our official YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so as to be notified whenever we drop new video. Today we are going to talk about species of fish that are cultured within Africa, Nigeria in particular. The species of fish that are cultured within this region are African catfish, tilapia fish, catfish, Hectoroctis and Pangasius. But among all these species, the most cultured species that is readily available anywhere is African catfish. Among the above listed species, the one that is mostly cultured is African catfish because of the following reasons. Number one, high resistance to disease. African catfish is very resistant to diseases and stress. The stress that African catfish will undergo, if it's any of the above mentioned species, it will not survive. That is the more reason why people venture into African catfish. The second reason why African catfish is more cultured is because of its market value. It is generally acceptable in the market. That tells you that if you invest in African catfish, next week. Hi guys, I still remain Sebichi Jacob. Welcome to Buy Sell Fish Academy. Today I'm going to show you one of the secrets in order to raise your fries from fry stage up to fingerling stage in a very good number. If you can practice this as a breeder, at the end of the day you have a very good number of fingerling. The rate at which they drop, that is the rate at which you maintain them up to the time they reach fingerling stage. Follow me as I show you what you need to do as a breeder in order to have a good number of fingerlings. What you need to do is to ensure that all your containers that you are going to use to siphon are clean. You wash them thoroughly so as to prevent you from introducing germs into your culture system. So that means you have to wash all your containers that you are going to use for siphoning so as to make sure that you don't introduce germs into your culture system. So what is siphoning? Siphoning, we are just trying to remove the particles within our culture system so as to separate the fries from the dead or the dead fries and some of the particles of unhatched eggs within our hatchery pond or our culture system. This is just a siphoning hose. So we are trying to separate them from our fries so as to ensure that we raise good number of fingerlings. So you keep doing it gradually so as not to crush your fries. Just be following it gradually to ensure that you are just removing the un unconsumed feed, unhatched eggs, and some of the particles that are within your culture system. Just gradually. So you will just be following it gradually and be packing the unconsumed feed, the remnants of eggs, and some of the fries that along the lines they didn't survive, in order to give the survival space and in order not to contaminate the chemical property of the water. So you just follow it gradually and be removing it until you remove almost all or above 80% of it, so that the remaining ones will not be of harm to your fries. The work is tedious, but if you want your fries to survive in good number, you have to ensure you siphon so as not to contaminate their water. And we know at this age they are very small, they cannot overpower the pressure of the water. So definitely they will follow the water with the remnants, but will find a way of returning them back to the hatchery pond where they will keep growing until they reach fingerling stage. As you can see, we have reduced it to the barest minimum level compared to the way it was. It's not possible to remove all, but we have removed almost above 80%, that we're sure it will not affect the chemical property of the water. It will not contaminate the water. So our fries are no more in danger. We ensure that if we maintain this culture, then definitely we are going to get reasonable number of fingerlings at the end of the day. The remaining job is to ensure that we have removed these fries from this place to their normal hatchery pond where they will grow. As we can see, some of the remnants have settled down, so we need to siphon again and remove it. That's how we keep removing it until we save all any fries that is alive within this bucket. We're trying to save our fries. I'm trying to ensure that the chemical property of the water is not affected. So we keep doing that. As you can see, we have almost 80% price here. We do the same here until we remove all of the fries that are alive. We'll then allow it to settle so as to pick the fries from the bottom of the rubber. If we look at it like this, it's only the fries that are coming out. It's only the fries that we're trying to save. We're removing the fries from the unconsumed feet and some of the particles from the unhatched eggs. You can see the next thing is to return them into the hatchery valve. By this, we have a good clean water. We have removed all the remnants that we are thinking it will affect the chemical property of the water, thereby giving room for our fries to be thriving well, making them ready to eat and keep growing. As you can see, this is all about siphoning. We try to separate our fries from what we think will contaminate the chemical property of the water that will be affecting them, and we make them to be dropping from fry stage before reaching fingerling. So as a breeder, if you can maintain the habit of siphoning, though it's tedious, it's stressful, but in order to get reasonable number of fries, then you have to ensure that you siphon regularly and you reduce the quantity of feed you feed them so as not to contaminate the water within shortest period of time. I still remain Sebiti Jacob. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so as to be notified whenever. Hi guys, I still remain Sebiti Jacob. Welcome to Biosal Fish Academy. Today, I'll be talking about one of the key things that you do as a breeder in order to ensure you raise your fries from fries up to fingerling stage without dropping in their number. That means keeping the number that drop from fry stage up to fingerling. That is, you maintain them, the reasonable number that you have at the early age, you maintain them until they reach fingerling stage, which is what feeding. So if you maintain your feeding culture, you minimize the rate at which you feed them. You feed them the quantity of feed you give them at a time so as not to contaminate your water. In the part one of what we discussed in siphoning, today I'm going to show you how to control your feeding. That means you feed them, you minimize the quantity of feed you feed them at a time so as they will be able to consume it without affecting the chemical property of your water. See me as I show you how to feed your fries. See, this is our fries. So we are going to feed them now. But the first thing you need to do, you see the rate at which the water is dropping is affecting them, is just giving is causing troubles within the water. So what you need to do, the first thing is to off your waters and allow it to settle. Once your water is settled, your fries too will settle and they will settle their mind in order to feed well. So we off our water and allow them to settle before we start feeding them. This is our feed. This is 0.2 coppens. You need to put it inside the cover so as to be covering it so as nothing will affect the feed. Even you smell it, the aroma of it, you don't need an angel to tell you, you feel it. The crude protein in it is around 60 to 70, 60 to 55 to 60%, which is good for them to develop their external organs, and they will strive well to keep growing. So if you are feeding them, now that we have off the water, we allow them to settle, you start spreading it. And if we look at this Coppens 0.2, some part will float, whereas some part would sink down and meet those that are at the bottom of your hatchery pond. You give them at the barest minimum level, the ones that they can consume, so as not to contaminate your water. So as you can see, the little quantity I've sprayed on top of this, you allow them to finish it. If they finish and you feel they need more, then you add. If you feel they are okay, then you allow. So once they are satisfied, you just leave them. As you can see, their tummy is still transparent. So whenever they are satisfied, you will just see the size of the tummy. You see the feet inside their tummy. That tells you they are okay. You leave them for next feeding. But if you feel they are not satisfied, then you add little quantity of feed for them to be satisfied. And once they are satisfied, most of them will go down, will go to the bottom of the hatchery pond. Then you on your water and you allow them to keep to have fresh oxygenated water. So as we can see them, they are increasing in size, not in the previous video that we discussed of siphoning. That tells you that we still have good numbers of fries. So if we maintain this culture, we are 100% sure that we will raise this number up to fingerling stage. So as a breeder, you need to maintain good eating habit culture, feeding them and siphoning. If you siphon regularly, you minimize the rate at which you feed them, then your fries will raise, you raise your good number of fries up to fingerling stage without dropping in number. So as a breeder, if you can maintain the culture of siphoning your fries and controlling their feeding and having a 247 flow through, your water is clean, you have a fresh oxygenated water, and there is no unconsumed feed to contaminate your water, which thereby will affect the chemical property of the water, then your fries will be thriving well. The number that you have at the early age will still be the number that you would get at fingerling stage. So we advise breeders to maintain the habit of siphoning and controlling their feeding. It may be tedious, it's stressful, but it's worth doing it. If you love what you do, definitely you will give them the needed time and attention that they need. And at the end of the day, they will give you the needed result. So as we can see, the feet that is on top of the water, they have almost exhaust or they have finished it, but still they are active, they are still coming up. That tells you that they need small quantity of feet again. They need more feet. That's why they are roaming about, they are going about, they are very busy running around, and they have finished the ones that we have given them. So we need to act and see. You control it so as not to waste feet and so as not to affect the chemical property of the water. You just give them the quantity that you're sure they will finish it. So as a breeder, we advise you maintain this also. Just give your time, even if it means spending an hour feeding them, it's worth doing it. So as to raise good number of fries up to fingerling stage. But if we say we'll just put feet and go, it will contaminate the water. At the end of the day, our fries will start dying. So look at the way they are active, they are picking it. That tells you that they need it. See the way they are active. They are actively picking it. So with this, if you can maintain this habit culture, I can guarantee you 100% that as a breeder, you will succeed in every production cycle. You will get good number of fingerlings at each production cycle. But if we say we'll just do it and go, then at the end of the day, we'll say breeding is not for us. So if you maintain this culture, you will see your fingerlings will always be the best. And whoever you give your fingerlings to tomorrow must come to you for fingerlings and he will refer others to you. But the situation whereby if your fingerlings are not well fed, if they are not healthy from the hatchery, then the farmer too must suffer at the end of the day, which will affect the result. So as you can see, they are well satisfied now. The next time that we need to feed them again is going to be after 3 to 4 hours. By then, they may have exhausted this feed. They may have used it within their system so as to develop and keep on growing. So if you maintain this habit, that's how you see your price as if you are just blowing air into them. They are just increasing day in, day out. They are growing within the shortest possible time. If you look at the way the fries are, you would think as if they are even almost 2 weeks old fries, but they are just 8 days fries. So if you maintain this habit, at the end of the day, you have a reasonable number of fingerlings in good number, healthy fingerlings, and even with whosoever they will buy the fingerlings from you, he will appreciate what you give him, and tomorrow he will call you and he will refer more clients to you. But the situation whereby you are giving fingerlings that they are not healthy, they are not good in shape, they are not fully equipped. With this, we have come to the end of today's podcast. But please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so as to be notified whenever we drop new video. See you next week. One love.
I still remain my humble self, Abiodun Kolapo, one of the co-founder of this great YouTube channel, Biosal Fish Academy. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to turn on the notification bell so as to keep updating you on subject matters relating to aquaculture. I'll be taking us on the subject titled FCR. I know you must have been familiar with the word FCR. It is an acronym for feed conversion ratio. It's widely used for every animal that has grown commercially so as to determine the economy value of the production. Now, what is FCR? The feed conversion rate is the weight of the feed given in kg divided by the weight gain in kg during a certain period of time. So in fish farming, how to calculate FCR or how to define FCR in aquaculture? Simply put, it is the total weight of feed given to fish in kg divided by the weight gain of that particular stocks of feed during a certain period of time. So mathematically representation of FCR is simply the weight of feed given in kg over the weight gain of fish at harvest in kg. The benefit of FCR is to know the amount of feed a particular fish needs to attain a particular body weight. This is what I mean in essence. For your fish to attain a table size of 1 kg at harvest, you need a particular amount of feed, which ranges from 1 to 1.3 in most cases. Now, practical example so that you can do it yourself. Let's assume you stock in 1,000 juveniles in your you stock 1,000 juveniles with an average weight of 10 grams each, and you fed them for about 5 months. That is the duration of your culture, 5 months, with a total cumulative feed amount of 1,150 kg of feed. Now we want to calculate our FCR. But remember, at harvest, you were able to harvest 1,015 kg of fish at harvest within 5 months. So we want to know our FCR. Remember the formula of FCR, which is the weight of the feed given over the weight gain of the fish at harvest, all in kg. So now we already have the weight of the feed that was given, which is 1,150 kg of feed was given during the period of 5 months, and we attain a weight of kg at harvest. Remember, we stock 1,000 juveniles. We were able to secure our 1,000 fishes at the end of 5 months. It means no mortality. What a great agricultural practices. You can also achieve that. Zero mortality. Now, remember also that at purchase, the average weight is 10 grams. So in order for us to determine our weight gain, we have a formula again. Weight gain is determined by total weight at harvest minus the initial weight at purchase. So how do we get that? We already have our total weight of fish at harvest, which is 1,015 kg. Now at harvest, we have each of the juveniles weighing 10 grams times 1,000, which is 10,000 grams. Converting 10,000 grams to kilograms is divided by 1,000. So we have 10 kg of fish that was stocked. So to identify or to determine our weight gain, simple, is 1,015 kg minus 10 grams. 10 kg, sorry, which is 1,005 kg. So we already have the weight of the fish feed that was given, which is 1,150 kg, divided by our weight gain, which is 1,005 kg. So kg will cancel kg, 1,050 divided by 1,005. It will give us 1.14. Therefore, our FCR for this practice is 1.14. It means we were able to use 1.14 kg of feed to attain a body weight of 1 kg at harvest. Wow, this is interesting. The economic value of what we just calculated for is simple. We will be able to determine whether we are making progress in our farming or not, whether we are making profit or loss. That is one of the importance of FCR. By the way, if you are not mathematically inclined, agriculture might be difficult. It involves a lot of calculation to be able to break even. And that is why we are here to teach you, to put you through so that you will smile at every harvest. That is, by the way, I was talking about how to identify the economic value of what we just calculated for. Now, using the FCR we calculated for, which is 1.14, let's assume in your locality, precisely in Adamawa State here, the average amount of a bag of feed goes for 10,000 naira per 15 kg. That is the kg in a bag. So now, to know the exact amount of 1 kg, you should just divide 10,000 by 15, and approximately it will give you 670 naira per kg. Now remember, our FCR said we need 1.14 kg to produce 1 kg of fish. Therefore, 1.14, therefore 1.14, which is our FCR, multiplied by the amount of feed per kg, which is 670, it will give us 1.14 times 670. It will give us 763 naira 8 kobo, the amount of feed requires to get 1 kg of fish. Now remember, you purchase your juvenile. Let's say the amount of purchasing of juvenile is 40 naira. You add up your 40 naira to, which is 803.8 kobo. Let's say for your labor and the rest, we add up 50 naira. Now the total expenses for attaining 1 kg of fish result to 853 naira 8 kobo to attain 1 kilo of fish. Now let's take a practical example. Here in Yola in Adamawa State, 1 kg of fish goes for 1,004. Now minus 853 naira 8 kobo from 1,004. When you minus it, this is what you get: 546 naira 2 kobo. It means on each fish you stock, at the end of 5 months, you are generating a profit of 546 naira 2 kobo. Multiply by 1,000, it's 546,200 naira. Agriculture is profitable if you know what to do and if you know the calculations involved. So with this, we have come to the end of today's podcast. Please, if you have gotten value from the video you've watched, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can share to other farmers so that they will begin to subscribe and know what we are doing here. Kindly subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell as we keep updating you with subsequent topics relating to agriculture. We will not stop until you succeed. Thank you. I still remain my humble self, Abiodun Kolabu. See you.
Welcome to Biocell Fish Academy. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so as to be notified whenever we drop new video. I still remain Sabichi Jacob. As you all know, we ensure to always bring the best for our audience, our viewers, in terms of every aspect of fish farming. Today, we are together with one of the pioneers of fish farming in Adamawa State, in the person of Engineer Bala Sunday. So he will be guiding us and enlightening us and sharing some of his experience in this field. So follow us as we discuss fish farming. Sir, you can go. We are from Biofish Academy, and we want to learn from your experience. We want to educate our audience on every aspect of fish farming. That's why we decided to pay you a visit so as to tap from your vast knowledge in this area.
The issue of doing whatever it is you do, the backbone of staying there and seeing that you have success is, as God is saying in the word, whatever your hands find to do it well. To tell you the truth, along the way, I had a lot of bad experiences talking about this.
That someone will encounter as the result of venturing into fish farming. So we want you to, for you that have been into it for long, you have the vast knowledge and experience, especially those that are coming in newly. What are the possible challenges that they will face, so as to build on your experience in order to avoid making the same mistake?
The first challenge is time. If you are engaged in a lot of things and you don't have time to sit down and learn, then you have the biggest challenge in line with fish farming. Because it is not about building the ponds and introducing the fishes. No, it's about knowing what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, then you have cut down more than 50% of the risks involved in that business. because fish they grow sick just like anyone or anything can grow sick. But if you don't know what to do or what kind of sickness is disturbing your fishes, you wouldn't know what medicine to buy. Some people used to tell me they don't even know that you give fish medicine. So you see, and then the issue of financial challenge. Today, we are buying a 15 kilogram bag of feed over 10,000 naira. And you can imagine these fishes you see behind you, they can eat almost a bag in a day. So that means you are spending 10,000 naira daily for the next 4 months. Is it an easy amount? If you do your mathematics, you will find out at the end of the day you are spending so much money. And then fear. Fear is one factor that makes people not to venture into anything. Fear, because it's like you do your mathematics, I will spend 1 million on this thing. What if at the end of the day? What if at the end of the day that probability is there? So it kind of makes people to run away from the business. But the truth is, if you do it well, sit down and learn. You understand? And get all the facilities you need, even like what you are doing now. People should sit down and learn. And then at the end of the day, start small. Start small. Don't be like me that thought you will just be a millionaire overnight if you have 5,000 fishes. And then at the end of the day, we couldn't even bring out 300 fishes because they ate each other up. They are cannibals. They each ate each other up. There was no space for them to grow. Sicknesses was coming up and down because they were over populated in the pond, something like that. Don't be in a rush to make this thing out of fish farm. Just take your time, go slow, and then you will know what you're doing. So basically, the way I see it is the issue of one having good time is the greatest thing you need. Have good time, sit down and learn, and then take your time to learn on the job. Start small, and you keep growing. You keep growing.
Okay, guys, as we always discuss, irrespective of your age, your academic qualification, your gender, you can be a fish farmer. Here are we in Engineer Sundays Balas Farm, who is a professional engineer and also a successful businessman. But he has been into fish farming for all these years. And for him to be in fish farming for all these years, definitely he has been making gain out of it. As he always said, start small, grow, learn the needful, do the needful, learn one or two things that is expected of you to do as a farmer, and one day, one time, you will be at the top. See you next week. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so as to be informed whenever we drop new videos.
You're getting it.
How old are they now? How many months?
Exactly. We stopped this one on the 12th of March. So today is 23rd of
April.
April. Let us say like 6 weeks.
Wow. And they are doing well.
Very, 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 very well.
And
Very,
this pond contains how many fish?
right now I have about 2,500 in it.
Wow.
Yeah, 2,500 fishes in it.
Wow. Wow.
And we have about 500 in that plastic pond.
So I can see another pond here.
Mm.
Please, can you tell us more about this pond? I can see it's been constructed under an overhead tank.
Yeah. You see, like you are seeing all the ponds, this is within my own compound, in my own house. You see, you have to maximize space.
Wow. Yeah.
You have to maximize space. Without this pond, there is no how I can keep up to 3,000 fishes in this house.
Mm.
And seeing that I have an overhead tank that is made of concrete, and I am a civil engineer by profession. The columns were designed very well, the base and everything was done very well, so that water is just like the way you see us do bridges.
Yes, sir.
Though this is not the foundation we use for bridges, we use the pile foundation for bridges. Like this one, we've taken it to a very stable ground, and we did all the necessary thing of which I cannot begin to tell you in detail.
That's another
Fine,
feeling.
fine. So you see, this one has been standing now for almost getting to 2 years now, and nothing is wrong. Right now that you see it's empty, it's just that we are waiting for some time. Maybe in the next 2 weeks, we will do some kind of sorting
Sorting,
to
yeah.
this pond. So we use the space. It's just the issue of maximizing space. Some people, you see them having such things that they will not know that they can benefit directly
Space.
from the space that is underneath the overhead.
And once the water is filled, the GP
Instead of
tank is
instead
filled.
of
Instead of
wasting, it
it
comes into the
returns to
pond
the pond.
straight.
So you're like
Recy-
recycling
Thank
what
you,
you have.
thank you, thank you.
Wow, that's a good one, sir.
Very good. So it is something we go around telling people that if, let's say, for instance, you don't have much space in your house, the only space you have is the space under your overhead tank like this. Let's say you have maybe between 300 and 500 fishes in there. It's more than enough for you to make money and then, you know, use as fish content in your house.
Yeah.
Year round.
Instead of buying
Instead
fish
of
from the
buying fish
market,
from the
you
market
have
and
fish at home.
do, and you do whatever you want to do with it, and you still sell. Because 500 fishes is not a small thing. It's not a small. Imagine if each of them should grow to 1 kilogram. We are talking of 0.5 ton.
500, yeah.
0.5 ton. That means 500 kilograms.
Yes, sir.
1 ton is 1,000
1,000
kilograms.
kilograms.
So it's not an easy thing. If you are selling 1,000, that means you are making 500,000 like you.
Fish farming is
No,
awesome.
it's
Awesome.
the thing now. Fish farming is the thing now. Though we are going, around here, people don't like things like snails and other things, because if you go into snail farming, people will even run away from you here.
Yeah.
Not. It's only fish farming that everybody likes. Everybody is better. I believe people will know the nutritional value of snails,
Yeah.
and people will start farming snails, because snails too, you can farm snails within your compound like this. You can farm snails, and the waste from the fish, the snails,
Can be
but now you cannot bring that now, because I know you will not have market.
there is
The
no
only thing
demand.
you have now is people avoiding you. So for now, we let people get educated first before we start, by the grace of God.
It's a nice one, sir. It's a nice one
It
meeting
is.
you.
Thank you.
Sincerely, I've enjoyed my conversation with you. It
Thank
has
you.
been a talk,
Thank
and
you.
we hope to meet you subsequent time
Anytime.
to learn more, so that our viewers will learn more and benefit from fish farming.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I still remain myself, Abiodun Kolapo, one of the co-founder of Biostar Fish Academy. Presently, we are with Engineer. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell as we keep updating you of subsequent topics relating to fish farming. See you.